national political parties. This is our next topic. So first of all, let us see who are considered as national party and who are considered as the state party. In other way, you can just write the difference between national party and the state party. So I will talk about the national party first of all. These parties have influence all over the country. Now, a party that take interest in national as well as international issues are known as the national parties. Then this party secures at least 6% of the total votes in Lok Sabha election or assembly election in 4 states and win at least 4 seats in the Lok Sabha. Remember, this is the statistic that always counts. In some cases there will be little up and down or ups and downs, but this is the main criteria to become the national party. That is, a party has to secure at least 6% of the total votes in Lok Sabha or assembly election in 4 states, and they have to win at least 4 seats in the Lok Sabha. Now these parties have been given a unique symbol by the election commission, right? So this is a national party, or this is the criteria of the national party. Now if you look at the the state party, now the state party have got a different criteria to be elected as a, or to be described as the state party. So now what is the state party? The state party has the influence of a state party and it is limited inside the state only. That means they have a particular region. Now the state parties, their interest is on promoting interest on regional as well as the state region. Means they cannot go and think beyond their state. They have to decide, they have to plan what to be done, what not to be done within the state. Then another thing is that a party that secures at least 6%, remember this, at least 6% votes in an election to the legislative assembly. Percentage of the vote is almost same in Lok Sabha, for the national party and the state party, that is 6% of the votes. But in state party they have to secure this in legislative assembly election of the state, and at least they have to win 2 seats, and they have to be to become or to recognize or to be recognized as a state party. Now some symbols can be used in different states by the regional parties. Some symbols, sometimes the symbols may be same sometimes. So some symbols can be used in different states by the regional parties. Now exactly the symbol is not been given by the state election commission, but they decide upon that this will be the state parties or the symbol of the state party. So in this part, when we came to know that there are some of the national parties. So in your book it is given INC, that is Indian National Congress, Bahujan Samaj Party, then AIADMK, then we have got NCP, then Communist Party of India. All these are being given. Now what are you going to do with this part? I will explain only some of it. Others, in the same procedure or in the same process, you can just write down the question on your own and prepare this as it is. So the question will be like in the boards, it may be asked like what is the duty, or write something about this party. For example, write in detail the Indian National Congress parties. Write in detail this. You have to write something about this Indian National Congress. So let me just tell you like what to be written, what not to be written. But anyways, this is what you have to remember. You have to see when this party was founded, who founded this party, what are the objectives of this party, then was it divided, was it still going on, is it continued? So all these things you have to read and find out, because this is a case study type, so you have to prepare it on your own. I will try my level best to give you something from each party as far as possible. So first of all, I'll go to INC. Now, the INC, that is the National Congress or Indian National Congress, was founded in 1885. So it played an important role in Indian politics at the national and state level after independence. Under Nehru, the party tried to build a modern, secular, democratic republic in India. The party supports secularism and welfare of weaker section and minorities. So as you had seen, I did not go through the whole thing, what is written in the INC. What I tried to communicate is that when it was built, then what are the main objectives of this? Now the objectives, when I say, I have just read that under Nehru, the party tried to build a modern, secular, democratic republic in India. The party also supports secularism and welfare of weaker section and minorities. So this is how you have to find out what to be written for each and every party. Right. So that is all about your National Congress or INC. Now let us see, since the page is open there, Bahujan Samaj Party. Now what is the detailed work of it? Now Bahujan Samaj Party was formed in 1984 under the leadership of Kanshiram. The party seeks to represent and secure the power for Bahujan Samaj, which includes Dalits, Adivasis, OBCs, and religious minorities. Now it tries to draw inspiration from the ideas of ideas and teachings of Sahu Maharaj, Mahatma Phule, then Periyar Ramaswamy, Nayakar, and Baba Saheb Ambedkar. It stands for the cause of securing interest and welfare of Dalits and oppressed people. So where is this found? Okay, now INC, in which part of the country it is very famous, that also you have to write it down. So Bahujan Samaj Party, basically you find this in the states of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand, Delhi, Punjab, and some other areas. Okay, so that is all about Bahujan Samaj Party. Now we'll go to Bhajpa, or we can say what? Bharatiya Janata Party. Now this party was founded in 1980 by reviving the erstwhile Bharatiya Jana Sangh. Means before it became Bharatiya Janata Party, it was known as Bharatiya Jana Sangh, BJS. They revive it, means they they had given life to BJS, Bharatiya Jana Sangh, and after bringing it to life once again, they just changed the name from BJS to BJP. Right. The party, what do they want? The party wants to build a strong and modern India by drawing its inspiration from India's culture and values. See, everyone has got different ideas. Now, cultural nationalism is its important element. It wants a uniform civil code for all people living in India, irrespective of religion, and bans on religious conversions. Means they don't support this. There should be any kind of conversions. You are given a choice, that means right is there, but why are you converting your religion? That is what the BJP really dislike. So BJP's idea or ideologies are this. Now in the same page you will find Communist Party of India, that is CPI, and M, Marxist. So what do they do? First of all, you can see this party was founded in 1964. It is an old party. After INC, this is the oldest party, we can say. But when I say CPIM is a part okay, is a part of CPI, that is Communist Party of India. That Communist Party we will read as the page goes up, okay. But now CPI is the oldest, or is the second oldest. First is the INC 1885, second is CPI 1925. Now I am going for CPIM as it is there in the book. CPIM, it is founded in 1964. Then this believes in Marxism and Leninism. It supports socialism, secularism and democracy, and oppose imperialism, means rule by some one person like that, okay, a king, dictatorship type, and communalism. They do not support any kind of fight that took place or that take place because of some kind of ill feeling between two communities. It accepts democratic elections as useful means of securing objective of socio-economic justice. Means this party, it says that whenever there is election, it always says that this is the right thing that we want. Whenever there is election, there is equality in the the way they conduct the election. Means a rich man or a poor man, they all come in a same area to cast vote. They stand in the same line to cast the vote. That means there is socio-economic justice is done with the help of election. That is CPIM's ideology. Now we are going to CPI. Now CPI is first, and then comes the CPIM. So now here is CPI. Now what is this CPI? So when you talk about CPI, it is formed in 1926. Now this also believes in Marxism and Leninism, and then secularism and democracy, but it opposed the force of section or successions. Like they don't want that there should be any kind of people who will say that I am going to make you work under me, something like that. And communalism, it accepts parliamentary democracy, and this it does by promoting the interests of the working class. Okay, so they say that we support democracy, and to show this democracy they support the working class, then farmers, and they also support the poor. That means anyone who is really poor. But this party became weak after 1964, and it broke into one more party which was known as CPIM. Right, so now you have to see in which areas these parties are very strong or were very strong. Now we are reading another party. This is also Congress. Remember, we just read the first one. It is INC, and this is Congress, NCP. At present we have NCP, or at present we have INC. You have to decide. Okay, so look at the symbol and then you have to decide. Now NCP was formed after breaking up from Congress Party in 1999. Now it's split. Okay, now the party supports democracy, and then Gandhian secularism, equity, social justice and federalism. It wants high offices in the government to be confined to natural born citizens. So according to them, they say that whoever is there, whoever is a part of this, they say that let us support to make a member of any government. Like if anyone who is from that country, for example from state A, a person wants to be a part of the government and he wants to be the head of it, he should be given a chance. It is not that a man from some other state becomes the head of one state. Okay, so NCP does not like this. NCP says that if someone is there, for example, it says it wants the high offices in the government to be confined to natural born citizens, whoever is born in that place. That means, and they say whenever there is elections, there should be the candidate who is a part of that country or who is a part of that state, and he should be given the right chances. Then comes the next one. If there is no competition, then let the other one come and sit. But this, they don't want to support it. Right, that is NCP. Right, So after political parties, that is a national political party or national parties and state parties, we have another question or another topic which is very important. This is challenges to political parties, and the question of challenge is not only in India, but this question is for all over the world. So you can take down a question, that is, mention the challenge faced by political parties in democracies all over the world. So the answer is over here, and then you can see those parts which are written in the bold letters. Okay, when you scroll down, you will see every paragraph they may have 2 to 3 letters or words given in bold letters. Those are the answer. The number one, or the first challenge. The first challenge is lack of internal democracy. Now, when you say internal, means within the democracy itself, there is some kind of misunderstanding. Or internal, when you say internal democracy, means if you talk about a party, within the party, inside the party itself, there is something missing or something is not correct. So that is the first political parties challenge. Now the first thing is that lack of internal democracy. All over the world, there is a tendency of political parties towards concentration of power in one or few leaders at the top. So as it is written very nicely, we are discussing about the challenges. So the first challenge is that in every country, the power tends to remain in one hand, okay, towards one or few leaders. Means there might be some leaders who shows that they are more powerful and they try to remain in power. They keep this thing in their hand. Now parties do not keep membership register. So you can see it is written that parties, they don't keep membership register. Now when you say membership register, to become a member of the party, they always keep a register. But in democracy, or we can say challenge to democracy, is that they don't maintain this register, and hardly there is any kind of proof that who is a part of this party and who is not, who paid how much, who did not pay. To become a member of a party, maybe there is some kind of donations that you have to give. Let us say 25 lakhs for the paper or for nomination or to be a part of the party. Then if someone paid 25 lakhs, he become a part of the party. But if there is someone who paid instead of 25, he paid 50 lakhs, so the one who paid 25 lakh is a part of a party, but the one who paid 50 lakh is given little bit more attention. And then there may be someone who had paid 2 crores. So those who paid 2 crores will be praised, or he will be everywhere. People will talk about him because he paid 2 crores. Then he will be given more attention than the others. And then the rest who paid less will be in the party, but the name will never come forward. So likewise, when you talk about any ruling party or any opposition party, how many party members do we know? We don't know them because they are not in the limelight. The reason, they might have given very less money. Those who are in the limelight, or those who always come front, maybe they had given lots of money and they are given good seats, or they are given good powers, right? This is the first thing. They do not regularly hold organizational meeting. So another challenge is that whenever you are in a team, you should have a meeting within your party, but this type of parties should be regular, but they don't keep this thing. Now ordinary members of the party do not have sufficient information. When I say ordinary member, means those who paid less, they never know what is the decision taken by the superiors, or what is the decision taken by the leaders and all, because they are not even welcome, or they are not even informed that there is a party meeting. Who attends a party meeting will be only few of them. As for those people who had paid less, they will never be informed that there is a party meeting. But those who had paid a good amount, they always go for it. They will go and sit in the parties and party meetings, and they come to know what decisions were taken. Another thing that is missing is that as a result of all these things, the leaders assume greater power to make decision in the name of the party. So we came to see that just because these people, okay, just because these people think that they are the leaders because they had paid lot or they had paid a great amount, they come forward to take all the decisions or to make the decisions, and thus the other members who paid less are nothing in front of them. That is your first challenge, that is lack of internal democracy. Second is, which is very much prevailing in India, is the dynastic. Okay, so the second challenge, you can see it is written over here, the dynastic succession. So most political parties do not practice open and transparent procedures for their functioning. They never say what is going on. They never even bring out like what decisions were taken up, what decisions were been placed in front of all the members. Okay, there are only few members or few who comes into this. That means ordinary workers to rise on the top of the party is very less. There are very few chances that ordinary workers are onto that top level. In many parties, the top positions are always controlled by whom? By a member of one family. This is unfair to other members of the party. As for example, it is not like I am being biased to any party, but yes, in Congress, you just see who is there in Congress. Gandhi family, right? Whenever we talk about Gandhi family, the president of this party basically belongs to the Gandhi family. At present also, why we have Congress? Because Gandhi family is there, right? So the family has been running this party, and whoever is there, old or new, they have no power to become the president. Now who is the president? Before it was like, see, we are talking just few years back, it was Sonia Gandhi. So after Sonia Gandhi, she said that she will not be the president, and then she can give it to someone else. Instead, who became the president? Rahul Gandhi. Now, why again Gandhi? There are so many able people. So in that way, I'm not being biased, but I'm just telling you an example of dynastic succession. So in that way, this is the second challenge. Some people who do not have educated experience or popular support also come to occupy good positions of power because of their dynastic successions, right? Then next is money and muscle power. So when you talk about money and muscle power, this is the third challenge. Now what is this money and muscle power? Some parties are focused only on winning election. Now how do they do it? They tend to use shortcuts to win elections. And what is these shortcuts? They tend to nominate those candidates who have raised lots of money or who can raise lots of money. In some cases, parties support criminals who can win elections. Then rich people and companies who give funds to these parties tend to have influence on the policies and decisions. Now, this is what money and muscle power means. Okay, now when you talk about money and muscle power, whoever have money, they come into power. If they are not a part of this politics, but what do? If there is a big industrialist, the industrialists will donate some money to the party, the ruling party or whichever party. And after giving lots of donation, the industrialists will try to give up some ideas, give them the ideas like, you have to do like this for me, you have to, they take or they influence on the policies and decision making of the party because that industrialist had given lots of money to the party. That is what money and muscle power brings. Okay, now the next is the meaningful choice. It is the fourth challenge, meaningful choice. Now what is this meaningful choice? In recent years, there has been a decline in the ideological differences among parties in most parts of the world. Now, either there are one party, two party, or 10 parties. Now, if there is a single party, the ideology of that leader is same like those countries where there are many parties. That is corruption. The single party or the one party system, in that system also there is only one leader, and this leader or this party, they are focused only on corruption. If there is a dual party, they are also focused in corruption. So ideologically they are all same. So meaningful choice becomes very less here. Those who want really different policies have no options available to them. If I select anyone from party A is not good, so I go to party B. But when I go to party B, again in party B, same type of people are there. So we have no choice. That means no meaningful choices. And thus what happens? We just have to cast our vote even if you don't like it. Right? Sometimes people cannot elect very different people, either because some groups of leaders keep shifting from one party to another. So when we talk about this meaningful choice, sometimes it is very difficult for us. The reason is that I don't support A, but B is good. So when I want to cast my vote for party B, suddenly what happened is that from party A, some of the candidates, they know that party A will not be good, so they just jump into party B. They change the party, and now those person for whom I don't support A, they came to B now. So what will I do now? There is no other choices than B, so I have to give it in B only. In party A, even if they left party A, there are many people who are of same ideology: corruption, looting, or just filling up their own treasure. So this type of people always makes difficult choices for us. And the last, or the most important factor or challenge is corruption. So when you talk about corruption is the common thing that you find in the politics of the world. So it adversely affects the economy of the country. It is a big reason of inequalities in the societies and communities. Sometimes leaders use their powers to earn illegal money in spite of working for the country's benefits. Sometimes you will find that just because to earn money, they just shake hands with unwanted people and they fill up their treasure. Okay, their treasure is already full. But what is the condition of the country? They don't bother. Why? They need money and they just want to earn money. That is the most difficult part or difficult challenge that the world is facing in politics. How parties can be reformed. So this is our last topic of the chapter. So for this topic, you can take down a question. Mention the laws made by Election Commission to reform the political parties in India. So let us try to understand what does the question mean. Now here the answer should be given in support of Election Commission. That is, what steps are taken by the Election Commission so that the political parties, the member of the political parties will be tightened up, or they can't do whatever they like. So what is the first thing, second or third? So let's see what is the suggestions or what are the steps that the Election Commission have taken. The first one is known as the defection. So under this, the Constitution has amended to prevent elected MLAs or MPs from changing parties. They want to change parties because they will get the seat or they may get some cash rewards. So in order to stop this, the Constitution said that if any member changes from any party, he will lose his legislative seat. That means he won't be the same, he won't held up the same position. If he was a minister, once he changes, he will not be that particular minister. A coal minister will not be a coal minister now. Okay, so he will not have any kind of seat now. Yes, he will be a party member, but he will not be holding up the same seat. I was a minister, finance minister. Once I jump from this party to that party, once again I cannot retain the finance ministry. It cannot be given to me. They will elect someone and they'll give it to that person. So that is what the first thing. That means a defection. Secondly, as you can go towards your left side of the book, you can see once again in the pink word it is given, affidavit. So the Supreme Court had made it compulsory for every candidate who is contesting the elections to file an affidavit. And in the affidavit, he have to give the details of his property, his educational qualification, whether he has any criminal cases pending against him, then his property, as I said, how many buses, how many trucks, how many houses he hold, all these things he have to give it. Otherwise, he won't be given any kind of nomination, or his candidature will be rejected. So that is what the Election Commission have said, and the Supreme Court has passed it. The next one is, okay, so over here at the top once again, so a law was made to regulate the internal affairs of the political parties. Now it is made compulsory for this party to remain a register. Okay, they have to maintain a register of its members, and they have to follow its constitution. Means if I am a member of any party, there should be a register, and all these parties should have some kind of rules, regulation, and I have to abide by that rules and regulation. Then to have an independent authority to act as a judge in case of party disputes, to hold open elections on the highest post. So I have to do all these things. Means there should be regular elections among ourselves, like there should be seat exchange. A man cannot just keep on saying that I am the head of this party. No, there should be some kind of internal elections among them. There should be some kind of judgment. If there is any party disputes, they can they can control it, or they can come into some kind of decision. They can judge that decisions, and then they just say, okay, our problem is solved. So the first part is defection, second part is affidavit, the third part is that where they have to regulate internal affairs. Okay, so this is one of the law that is passed by the Election Commission. If you are not abiding this law, that means maintaining register or follow its constitution, or to judge the own party members equally, or given time to time elections are not held, then this party will be not counted as a eligible parties. Then next one, it should have political, means it should be made that all the political parties to give a minimum number of tickets to reserve for women candidates. About 1/3 of the seats should be reserved for the women candidates. So that have to be continued, means that have to be practiced. Other one is that there should be state funding of the elections. All the elections, whenever there is elections, now they can't just say that we will get money from the higher authorities, Election Commission, this. No, there should be state funding. The government should give party monies to support their election expenses. That means if the government is okay, now the central government will look after the elections. But now if there is any elections to be held in a state, now the state government have to fund the election which is to be held in the state. They cannot rely upon the central government saying that we need money. Their support could be given, like it cannot be only with the help of money, like the support can be given in kind or cash. The kind means articles or cash. So either you can give them petrol, either you can give them paper, telephone, etc., or you can give them some kind of cash on the basis of votes, right? So this is how the government had tried, or the Election Commission have tried to reform the political parties in India. So with this, we came to the end of the chapter, Political Parties. So take care and all the best.